Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, do you know today's date?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Pause 7th, 2078, right? Wednesday as well. And the students of Anupam Vidya Sadan, they are presenting their topic. So, they have chosen themselves. And on the screen, we can see Atmosphere and Climate Change by Samiksha Dahal, grade 10, roll number 2. So let's welcome her for her presentation, and later on I may ask you how was her presentation, so you have to judge also. Understood? Okay, without wasting time, let's welcome Samiksha Dahal.
Namaskar and very warm good afternoon to respected Vice Principal Sir and my dear friends. As you all know, I am Samiksha Dahal from grade 10, standing in front of you all to give a presentation. My friends has been giving presentation from last week, and I have learned many things by seeing their presentation also. And I want to thank our science teacher, Mr. Ishwar Neopani, who gave me this opportunity to keep my words in front of you all. Talking about my topic, I have chosen the topic from zoology, and my chapter is Atmosphere and Climate Change, as you can see in the screen on the screen. So now, without the delay of my time, I want to explain about my topic. I have divided the chapter Atmosphere and Climate Change into 4 parts to explain. The 4 parts are, first portion I am going to explain about atmosphere and layers of atmosphere, and then second I am going to explain about ozone layer, and at third I am going to explain about greenhouse, and last but not the least I am going to explain about climate change. So now, without the delay of my time, let's start the presentation. So let's jump to the first part of my chapter, atmosphere. The layer of air which surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. It extends from the earth's surface to about 9600 km high, and the major components of atmosphere are nitrogen and oxygen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, etc. Atmosphere is the protective blanket of the earth. As you can see in the figure, it surrounds the earth, and nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide gases found in the atmosphere are very essential for life as well. And atmosphere is the factor which also affect in weather and climate. So now let's move on to the layers of atmosphere. Talking about layers of atmosphere, there are 5 layers of atmosphere, starting with troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Let's talk about those layers of atmosphere more briefly. So troposphere is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. It is the thinnest layer, and its thickness is about 16 km. We live in this layer, so it is extremely influenced by human activities. As you can see in the figure, this is troposphere, and the upper boundary of the troposphere is called tropopause. Moving on to the next layer of atmosphere, it's stratosphere, and stratosphere is found just above the troposphere, and it extends from 16 km to 50 km above the earth's surface, and its thickness is about 34 km. This region is also called ozonosphere because the major component found in stratosphere is ozone, and this layer is clear and cloudless. That's why jet planes often fly in this layer. So the third layer of atmosphere is mesosphere. It is found just above the stratosphere. It is extended from 50 to 80 km above the earth. It consists of nitrogen, oxygen and nascent oxygen. Its thickness is about 30 km. This layer is called the coldest layer of atmosphere, and the upper boundary of the mesosphere is called mesopause. Talking about thermosphere, it is the fourth layer of atmosphere and it is found above the mesosphere. It is extended from 80 to 720 km above the earth and its thickness is about 640 km. Exosphere is the last layer of atmosphere. It is found above the thermosphere and it is extended beyond 720 km. And above the Earth's surface, it is the uppermost layer. Thus, it is also called fringe region. So now let's move on to the second part of today's chapter. Ozone layer. Ozone layer is found between 19 km to 50 km in stratosphere. It is a pale blue gas which is made up of 3 oxygen atoms and its molecular formula is O3. It is highly poisonous. It has a strong odor. At first, its presence in the atmosphere was explained by Chapman in 1930 AD. Ozone layer protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. As you can see in the figure, these are the ultraviolet rays, and ozone layer protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays. Effects of ozone layer. Ozone layer protects us from severe burn by absorbing ultraviolet rays of the sun. Ozone layer plays a vital role in the balance of weather and temperature on the earth. So can I get marker? I am going to show you how ultraviolet rays influence the ozone layer, and it changes into oxygen and oxygen changes into ozone layer. So when atmospheric oxygen is influenced by ultraviolet rays, it dissolutes into nascent oxygen, and I am going to show you the process. And later it mixes with nascent oxygen and changes into ozone layer due to influence of ultraviolet rays. And when the range of wavelength of ultraviolet rays is less than 340 nm, then ozone layer changes into atmospheric oxygen, and later nascent oxygen and atmospheric oxygen, and then later nascent oxygen combines with next molecule of oxygen and changes into atmospheric oxygen. Now let's talk about ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion was a burning issue of the decade of 1990s. J.C. Farman, an English scientist, told for the first time about the ozone layer depletion over Antarctica in 1985 AD, which was termed as ozone hole. The main factors which cause ozone layer depletion are identified. They are chlorofluorocarbons, which molecular formula is CFCs, invented by Thomas Midgley in 1930 AD. It is widely used for chilling and freezing as well as for solvent. The gases like chlorofluorocarbon and CO, oxides of nitrogen, etc. causes ozone layer depletion by influence of UV rays. One molecule of chlorofluorocarbon molecule of chlorofluorocarbon harms 10 to the power 5 ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbon is widely used in our daily life. It is used in refrigerator, air conditioner, and for manufacturing of plastic. It is invented in industry. Now let's talk about effects of ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer is a protective layer of the earth. It protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays from sun. So obviously its depletion will harms the planet earth, and it causes various harmful effect on humans, plants, and marine life. It increase incidences of skin cancer and many different kind of cancer and lungs diseases, sunburns, and etc. And it also harms other animals and plants. It interferes with photosynthesis, reduce disease resistance, reduce crop yields, interferes with DNA, and it also harms marine life. Now talking about conservation of ozone layer. Use of those appliances in which chlorofluorocarbon, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, etc. are used will be reduced or avoid. Rather than using chlorofluorocarbon, we can use hydrofluorocarbon, and it should be promoted instead of chlorofluorocarbon. And use of nitrogenous fertilizers will be reduced, and public vehicles will be promoted rather than private vehicles, and we can use electric vehicles rather than petroleum vehicles. Now let's come to the third part of today's chapter. It is greenhouse. A greenhouse is a form of controlled environment for agriculture because temperature, light, moisture, soil, and other conditions essential for plants' growth can be regulated in it. As you can see in the figure, it is a greenhouse. It is artificial house for to grow plants in artificial environment. It is made up of either glass or plastic. It leaves slanted slanted rays of sun, and it protects from various natural climates to plants. Now industrial gases. Industries use petrol and many different fuels which harms human health. It causes air pollution, and it is very harmful for human health. Now let's discuss about last portion of today's chapter, climate change. Climate change, this word we are hearing this word in our daily life. It has been a common issue and a topic to talk on. Big scientists, researchers, and educators has been discussing about climate change and to solve the problems, solve the harmful effect of climate change. This has been a common issue in today's world. Climate change refers to the variation of the Earth's global or regional climate over a long period of time, either because of natural variability as normal changes or because of the result of human induced activities. Climate change is the cause of human activities. If we minimize, we can minimize climate change and we can minimize our activities. Causes and effects of climate change. As I have already told earlier that human activities causes climate change. Rapid industrialization and more energy use, agricultural practices, deforestation, consumer practices, livestock, transport, resource extraction, pollution, etc. causes climate change. And It has a very harmful effect. Rising temperatures, rising sea levels, unpredictable weather patterns, increase in extreme weather events, land degradation, loss of wildlife and biodiversity are the harmful effects of climate change. As we can experience climate change yearly, nowadays hilly region are also as similar as Tarai region, and we can find more mosquitoes increasing after 1 year, and we can also experience less rainfall and less snowfall and fogs. These are the harmful effects of climate change. Now let's talk about mitigation and adaptation of climate change. As I have already told earlier that climate change cannot be stopped, but it can be controlled and minimized. And different national and international practices has been done to control climate change. At the end of my presentation, I want to show you an example for the mitigation and adaptation of climate change, which was national practice done by WWF Nepal in the place named Langtang, and I'm going to show you a video which is an example of mitigation and adaptation of climate change.
Climate change, a global phenomenon with visible local impacts. Nepal has been ranked as one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change, where local communities are one of the hardest hit. The most immediate impacts of climate variability attributed to climate change are seen in the livelihoods of local people, especially with regard to food, water, and energy security.
In long term, particularly we already had a project, so we thought we need to capitalize on the already existing project, putting the climate change program as a pilot to begin, so we can actually learn ground experience. While we start preparing at the scientific level, we will actually make a ground level interventions which will provide feedback to the policy as well as the debate, and directly contribute to building people's resilience and also ecosystem resilience.
The Climate Adaptation Program in Langtang was initiated in 2009 as a pilot project between WWF Nepal and Langtang National Park Buffer Zone Support Project, with the support of the Department for International Development through WWF UK. It followed an integrated approach that combined awareness, capacity building, and tangible interventions related to providing food, water, and energy security to local communities.
हामीले वन संरक्षण सँगसँगै कृषिमा देखिएका जलवायु परिवर्तनको असरहरूलाई सम्बोधन गर्नको लागि स्थानीय समुदायसँगको परिचालनमा स्थानीय कृषकहरूसँगको सहकार्यमा हामीले जलवायु परिवर्तन अनुकूलनका कार्यक्रमहरू सञ्चालन गरेका छौँ।
Community participation and leadership form the basis for building local ownership and sustainability of the project. Local role models and resources persons were selected and nurtured from within the community itself to demonstrate the benefits of the project. The project made an important linkage between people's livelihoods, primarily agriculture, and climate change impacts, so that the local people could find tangible benefits from matching traditional practices with new knowledge adapting to climate change impacts. Building on this linkage, innovative measures such as farmer schools and the community seed bank were initiated to provide practical and effective tools to help farmers engage in climate-smart farming techniques and promote crops that were resilient to climate change impacts. In order to find simple solutions to address the problem of water scarcity in the region, the concept of plastic ponds was introduced, through which dependence on rainwater for agriculture could be significantly reduced. Biogas started replacing the traditional practice of using firewood in household kitchens, which directly helped protect forests while providing local people with a clean and alternate fuel. Young people were brought on board and their capacity built to help spread awareness on climate change and climate variability to the local community, so that such information could be applied to their day-to-day work. With strong community interventions and institutional mechanisms in place under the Climate Change Adaptation Program over the years, it was now necessary to understand from the local people how the program had affected their lives and livelihoods. WWF Nepal subsequently initiated the concept of local learning sessions directly involving the local people to ensure that their voices were incorporated in WWF Nepal's future plans and strategies.
हाम्रो आइडियाले राम्रो पाठ सिकायो हामीलाई हामीले धानमा राम्रो उत्पादन हासिल गर्न सक्यौँ र अहिले पनि हामीले अर्को सरकारलाई चलाउने प्रयास गरिरहेका छौँ।
प्लास्टिक पोखरी अब अहिले मैले 6 वर्ष भइसक्यो एउटा बाक्साको रूपमा बनाएको यहाँ सरकारी खेती कुनै बेलाको समयमा पनि बुझेर आएको थियो एउटा बासाको भाँडा उयो चाहिँ त्यही पोखरी बनाइरहेको छु। अब गएर हेर्दाखेरि सबैतिर नजालिन छ नि त मेरो पानी हालिरहेको
यहाँबाट सूचनाहरू गाउँमा गएको छ कि छैन, त्यो मापन केन्द्रबाट आएको सूचनाहरू त्यहाँ लेखिन्छ कि लेख्दैन, लेख्यो भने पनि त्यो फाइदा छ कि छैन, के भएको छ त्यो
With a history of 4 years in Langtan that brought to light some good practices, challenges, and learnings from the Climate Change Adaptation Project, WWF Nepal seeks to strengthen its climate change adaptation program over time, thereby enabling local communities to better adapt to climate change impacts.
Based on this, we will be upscaling our work in Langtan itself, including 2 other microcosms, increasing the number of beneficiaries in Langtan. We will be replicating the adaptation process in Mali, in Tarai Architects, where we will be consulting with stakeholders, government partners, and organizations, co-creating our activities, and we will be upscaling the climate change adaptation process. Other working areas of government partnering with the NGOs and the local government, national government, and other our local partners.
Students, So Samiksha has already performed, and I think the background was very good. It means slides background, if you do not make white, if you make colorful, then that is quite visible in the video also. Otherwise, sometimes you will be black and sometimes the slide will be very white and difficult to recognize. So those students who are going to present in coming days, just keep on those matter also. And fabulous performance. Very good. Give a big round of applause. Yes, that's very nice. And listen, you must have bold sound. If you have got bold sound, then others can hear well. And preparation is very important, right? So we don't have presentation in this week. We have got presentation on Friday. Oh, on Friday there is presentation. Who is going to present? Neha. So I have already got her presentation. So by observing others' presentation, we will have new idea, isn't it? Right? So it definitely helps you to build up the confidence. Not only that, you will do better in your examination also. Your third term exam is coming very soon. Have you counted the days? How many days are left? Today is 7th.
10 days.
10 days are there. 10 plus 7, 17. On 18th, there is exam. Very good. So preparation is very important. And those students who write in practice, they are champion. Those do not write, just read means they are followers. It's up to you. You want to be champion or follower. Okay, thank you very much, class.